We got a rematch of the 2023 Western Conference Finals.
Yes.
As I'm sure you've
Who's
heard,
your daddy?
As I'm sure you've heard, the Nuggets have won 8 straight games against the Lakers here, entering Game 1 on Saturday. I mean, Jokic, Jamal Murray, he's absolutely cooked the Lakers in a lot of these games. So one thing to watch in this 2-7 Nuggets-Lakers matchup. TK, what do you got?
I think the Lakers have to win Game 1.
Okay.
Could you argue they have a better rhythm than the Nuggets right now?
Sure.
They've won 2 in a row. A whopping 2 in a row. And, we saw Denver lose the biggest game of their season against San Antonio. I don't know. It feels like for LA to have a chance here, they got to win one of the first 2 in Denver. Because if they go down 0-2, then they got to win 4 of 5 against this Nuggets team. That seems very unlikely to me. I will say, the Nuggets didn't end the season perfectly. They won their huge game against the Timberwolves, then let it down against
Spurs.
Against the Spurs there. But there have been other times where they actually didn't come up clutch, which was surprising to see because through the first 70 games of the season, they were the best clutch team out there. So a couple of little falters. I don't think their bench is necessarily as good as it was last season, at least a little bit more unproven, a little bit more up and down. So I'm just looking at that Game 1 because that's the best chance, I think, for the Lakers to get a win in this series and to maybe flip the script here and put the Nuggets on the back burner, or at least put them on their heels. But if it's a blowout in Game 1 for Denver, I would think this is a sweep.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, it's a great call. I do think that the Game 1 obligation here is totally true, and that's why throwing the play-in for the Lakers is a dumb idea, because they want to, if there's any chance of beating the Nuggets, it is this time where the Nuggets haven't got into an incredible flow here going into Game 1.
Jamal Murray is sort of hampered a little bit.
That's the thing that Michael Malone said about Jamal Murray. We got to get him back. And he did play 5 games to end the season, but he said we got to get in a good flow before the end of the season. It's good also for the bench to see a great Jamal Murray. And he was awesome against this Lakers team last year. I mean, it was stupid good, and they did get up 2-0, and then in the third game, Jokic started a little slow, but Jamal Murray just said, I got this. 30 points in the first half. That was an incredible game. The 50-40-90, I think we don't talk about. He had 52% from the field, 40% from 3, 95% from the free throw line, 32 points. That's only been done 11 times in NBA history. To average 30 points and go 54-90 in a series. That's pretty freaking awesome. So, I don't know. I'm going to be watching Gabe. My man, Gabe Vincent.
Boy, Gabe Mellis.
Yeah, he's coming off the Lakers bench, and he's not going to start by any means. But they got him to play against Jamal Murray a little bit. I mean, he has Heat culture in him. He saw him in the finals. You couldn't stop him. But they need somebody. They need somebody to slow down Murray. And yes, the fact that he hasn't been amazing. Again, only 5 games to end this season. He was good in those games, but he didn't have a game where he was required to be awesome. He didn't play 30 minutes in any of those games. He played less. So yeah, it's a rhythm thing. And you're right, Trey. I mean, the Lakers are in a flow. And they just had a bad LeBron and AD game, so maybe they're better in Game 1. Yeah, they have to steal Game 1.
The one thing to watch is if the Lakers can just outplay the Nuggets in clutch time this time, because didn't we have the most competitive sweep ever in last year's Western Conference Finals? You know, they were all close games. They were all always in the game, the Lakers, but it was just down the stretch. When it's the 2-man game of Jokic and Murray that no one's figured out how to stop, that's when they would always just eke it out, get the victory. I mean, they were close games. So can the Lakers play better in the clutch and obviously hit the big shots? And can D'Angelo Russell continue, firing away and hitting some of these threes? I went over the record, 17-1 when he's sort of on fire. I mean, 5 is a lot of 3-pointers made for a guy like him, but they're almost unbeatable when he's hitting the 3 and he's feeling good. So can we get these competitive games again, and can they finally figure out the Nuggets down the stretch? Do you have an X factor in the series?
At least I know Gabe and D'Angelo Russell is 100% the X factor. D'Angelo Russell averaged 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 3.5 assists against the Nuggets last season, and eventually got benched for Rui Hachimura. It was actually Austin Reeves who was their best perimeter player, but I kind of agree that Gabe Vincent is going to have to play a big role in this series because he's a better defender than Russell is. But on the flip side, Russell's shooting has been huge for the Lakers as they've made their charge after the trade deadline into the postseason here. I also think throwing Gabe Vincent into the mix, the Lakers bench has to outplay Denver's bench, just because I think that the lights are a little brighter here. Christian Brown has had some great moments this season, as has Peyton Watson, but they're definitely more unproven than they were last year. Reggie Jackson, we know he's a Ferris wheel as well. So the best chance the Lakers have is like hot shooting from Russell. He doesn't get completely killed on the defensive end. Maybe Jamal Murray is looking slow out there and his shin splints come back to beat him. And maybe Gabe can hit some threes and do a little against Jamal Murray, though. In the finals, Murray went for 21 points and 10 assists a game. So I don't necessarily know.
Gabe did not play well either.
No, he's not. He's not really a stopper, but it would be helpful because their perimeter defense, it just ain't it. And you need that against a Nuggets team who has the perfect two-man game.
It's scary because you also need big man defense, and Anthony Davis doesn't look healthy. Anthony Davis did play, obviously, against the Pelicans, and he played well, but he was hobbling a little bit. And now he has to be the guy who guards Jokic. They decided in last year's series, you know what? We'll throw Rui on him at times just to have Anthony Davis be able to be that help defender and to save his body. And I thought that boded well for Anthony Davis through 82 games. Okay, they're going to keep him healthy, but he hasn't been all that healthy. He is a little hobbled. Now you got to guard Jokic. So that's a big ask for Anthony Davis. They don't have a backup guy to guard Jokic. I mean, they can throw Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes is the answer?
They can. They can throw him out there. They did in that Pelican game. They threw him out there because they had enough shooting around him. And so, the guards are going to be important. They just have to hit shots, and Taurean Prince has to be awesome. But as Jamal Murray said, me and Jokic are the best duo in the game, and they're freaking good. They're so good. So Anthony Davis is going to have to be awesome, and he hasn't looked that great. Even though he's played through it. He has played through it and he rebounded and all that, but now you got to be that against Jokic.
Predictions. Let's hear it. Who are you going?
I think the Lakers are okay. I think they're a little bit better this season, and I think the Nuggets are a smidge worse. Just a smidge. No Bruce, no Jeff. So I'm giving the Lakers one game here. Nuggets in 5.
Oh, wow. Okay. Still a competitive series? The most competitive 5-game series we'll ever see?
No, margin of victory more for Denver this season.
Okay, so we get some blowouts here. All right, Nuggets in 5. Where are you leaning?
Yeah, it was 4 games, 24 points total last season in the conference final. I do think we're going to get some blows, but I do think the Lakers do get a dub because, the Nuggets just aren't cooking right now. They faced them in the conference finals when Jokic hit a game-winning shot against Anthony Davis. That was a freaking tough shot. Like, they were absolutely sizzling at that point, and they're not sizzling right now. So 1 or 2, I think it's just, I'll give them 2. I'm going to give them 2.
You're going 2?
It feels different, feels wrong, because I do think Denver is still the favorite to win the whole thing. But I'm giving them 2. Lakers.
So you think the Nuggets maybe do drop maybe game 1 or one of the first 2 games probably to get there?
Yeah, it has to be on the road. They're not going to lose 2 games in Los Angeles. No way.
I'm 100% with you, Tess. I think Nuggets in 6, so I'm going Nuggets. But I think the D'Angelo Russell is really truly the ultimate X factor. You went over it. You said he stunk last year. They couldn't even play the guy. And he's been one of the best players for the Lakers over the last couple months. Now, it's very similar to banking on Karl Anthony Towns has got to be good. That's very similar to a guy like D'Angelo Russell. But I think he'll come through for a game. I think D'Angelo Russell is going to really help them win 1 game. Then you still got LeBron and AD. That probably is 1 more, and that's it. Hopefully they're competitive games like last year.